Hey guys, it's Sam with 2M's and welcome to another MYXclusive interview. Today I'm so excited to have an artist with me who's been making waves all around the world. He's here to talk about his music, how he's been, and this is his first time here on Mix, so please give him a warm welcome. Everyone, please welcome singer-songwriter John K. Woo!
What's up, Sam with 2M's?
Hi, John K with 1K. Oh my God.
Yeah, right?
Hello. How have you been? How's everything?
Well, thank you guys for having me. I love all of you over there. And I've been good. I've been actually busy, but it's been really, really good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. I've also been busy, but that's a good thing. I feel like with everything that's been happening in the world, busy is a good thing. But we do love you over here. You have so many fans in the Philippines. Have you ever been to the Philippines, or
No.
Oh.
I've always wanted to go, and I plan to at some point, but I would love to. It's incredible to see the music connect over there like it is, and I see you. Trust me, Philippines, I see you guys, and I see all the comments and the love. It's amazing. So I hope to do shows there very soon.
For sure. When, things are better, things are okay, we would love to have you. And I'm just letting you know now, Filipinos love to sing. So don't get surprised when you play a show. Everyone will be singing back to you, and it's going to be an amazing experience. Yeah, it's going to be great.
That's all I would ever ask for as an artist, is just to see the connection and to see the crowd singing along with you. That's like the greatest thing you can give any artist.
Yes, and you will definitely not be disappointed when you visit the Philippines, but that will take some time. But how have you been through everything? I know things have been a little bit crazy around the world. So how have you been personally?
It's very different than what I expected this year would be. I don't think anybody really saw this coming, but we adapt and we push forward, and we've just have to figure out a new way. So it's a lot of Zoom sessions, kind of like we're doing right now. This is how songwriting is happening. I'm getting connected via Zoom or, StreamYard or whatever it is, just to sit down for a couple hours and try to write music with the people that I love that are in LA or in Europe, or I've even had a session with somebody in Australia. And so there's pros and cons, because it's interesting that I'm able to not only continue to write songs and do what I love to do, but to actually expand and write with people now around the world that I might not have been able to write with previously. So it's really interesting. And now I'm just trying to write as much as I can, because I love songwriting, and I love being able to create something that other people might want to sing, one day. And I'm just committing to writing as many new songs as I can. So there's a lot of new music coming.
Ooh, that's exciting. That alone is getting me excited to talk about your music even more. But that is crazy with everything that's been happening. It's easy to focus on like the negative stuff, right? But although the past year has taken so much from us, it's also given us so many opportunities like this one. I feel like if, we're talking through Zoom now, or like through the internet, I feel like that's a really big thing too, because we wouldn't be able to do stuff like this if it weren't for the past year. You know what I mean? So I feel like we've been getting so much from it as well. But let's go back to the beginning. Let's talk about how you actually got your start in music. So did you always know that you wanted to be a performer?
Well, I might be part Filipino because I always loved to sing.
Yes.
I loved singing from when I was so small. I used to just go into my bedroom and play records and sing over it and learn everything about it. I used to just like to pick apart little things and learn them. And it wasn't until I met this group of people that kind of showed me that I could be more than just a great singer, because it started with me kind of singing covers and learning other people's music. And then I met these people that were like, quickly became my friends and family, that basically believed in me as a vocalist and told me that I could be so much more than just a great singer. I could be a great artist. And that's when I started to write music and try to forge my own path and do something that hasn't been done before. Rather than just singing other people's music, I tried to figure out how I can use my voice to share a message of love and write songs for the woman that I love and sing and do ultimately what I love to do. And so if I wanted to continue to sing my whole life, I had to just figure out how to write songs.
Ooh, yeah. And I can imagine like going from starting off like covering other people's songs and writing your own songs. So now I'm curious, do you remember the very first song you ever wrote?
I do, and it was really bad.
What was it about?
It was called Demolition, and I wrote it with one of my friends. Yeah. And we wrote it completely a cappella. So we didn't have a guitar, we didn't have a piano, we were just him and I in a room, and we were just singing melodies. And we thought at the time, it was like gonna change the world. Like it was so cool. And we worked on this song for like 4 months trying to make it a hit. And we worked with different producers on it. We actually brought in so many different people that we were just trying to make a bad song good. And it was a really good lesson to learn early on is not every song you write is going to be a hit, and not every song you write is necessarily going to be good, and be able to recognize that early and move on and write another song the next day. So yeah, it was called Demolition with my buddy Rob, and it was the first song that we thought was going to change our lives.
Oh my God. I love that. I love that it's called Demolition. Honestly, when I ask other people this question, it's always about like puppy love or a crush that they had, you know what I mean? But Demolition, I feel like I felt all the feelings in that one. But now that you've been kind of making music for a while and you're really you've been getting to know your artistry, what kind of artist do you want people to know you as?
I want people to know me as a great vocalist. I want the music to stick around. I think a goal that we always talk about, and I always talk about with the team, is writing music that's timeless. And that doesn't necessarily chase a fad, but something that can just hang around. And so that's what we strive for. We want something that just feels like I could be listening to this in 10 years, in 2030, and it would still feel just as good as it does today. And not chasing anything, I think, is really important. We spend a lot of time trying to do things that are very authentic and vulnerable. And the more I go down this path, the more I'm learning about myself and finding the things that I feel like make me unique as a singer, and ultimately the things I want to really just be as an artist.
Definitely. And as we all know, like music transcends time, space, even language. I mean, we love your music over here. So I feel like as an artist, that's something a lot of artists strive for, to have music that lasts a lifetime. But with everything that you've experienced so far, with a debut album also, what has been your biggest learning about yourself throughout this journey?
That I can be vulnerable. And that's okay. You know, If We Never Met taught me that I can just tell my story and I don't have to oversing it. I can just kind of tell it, and that can be enough. Like I used to always feel like I had to prove myself as a singer in every song. And that song kind of showed like I just needed to tell the story and connect to it and be vulnerable. So this project, it taught me how to let go of things too, because you can work something until you don't even like it anymore. And you can constantly change things and tweak things and re-record things a million times. But when the feeling is right and when the emotion is right and when the song just feels vulnerable and connected, you have to be okay being done with it and not trying to change it or make it anything that it's not. So it taught me how to be vulnerable and how to be okay letting go and hoping that it's good enough for everybody else.
I love that. You had like a sigh before you said that you could be vulnerable. So I feel like that's all of us, you know what I mean? When we talk about being vulnerable, it's like, but yeah, it's totally something that we have to be comfortable with, especially with everything that's happened in the last year. But If We Never Met, like you mentioned a while ago, is actually off of Love and Everything Else. So I'm so excited. A lot of people are talking about If We Never Met in our comments, saying it helped them get through like the toughest of times. They love it so much. So how crazy has it been with like everyone who loves If We Never Met in your whole project, and you know, having people from our side of the world love your music?
It's crazy. And I love all of you guys. Anybody that's ever felt like it was a part of their story or felt like it did anything for them is just the most humbling thing. And because that is my story. And I was writing about the woman that I love, and I was writing about my entire team and how that one thing that I said yes to, if I miss that, or I say no, or I'm too busy, or I miss out on so much love, and my life is a completely different version of what it is now. And so that song is just like the power of your decisions, and like that one thing that you might have said yes to that led you to all the people that you now can't live without. And there's so many people that lean in and say that they feel like that's their story. And it's so cool to see how people can connect to the concept and feel like it's theirs, even though I'm talking about Nashville and some specifics. Like, I've had a lot of people just say, that's my story. Like, I feel the same exact way about the person that I love. And in that sense, it's like, we did it. Like, we were able to connect on a very deep and personal level just by being honest. And that's where I learned it's okay to be vulnerable.
Yeah, which is such a crazy thing. Like what you mentioned, it's your story, but seeing other people relate to it as if it's theirs. I feel like it's such a trippy feeling for an artist too. It's like, whoa, I feel like other people do go through this, but this is off of Love and Everything Else. So could you talk more about what it was like creating this project, especially now that it's out and you have a lot of music out as well?
Yeah. So all those songs, we were grinding, and we were writing so many songs. I was flying to Los Angeles a lot. And then all of a sudden the world shut down, and I was on a little radio tour in like Boston and the Northeast, and everything shut down, and I had to fly home, and then I was just home. And so instead of, writing a few songs every week and getting excited about new ideas, I was forced to kind of sit and wait for things to kind of figure out. And I was a little bit bored at first and like confused. And we just started listening to all the songs that we had been writing. And quickly I was like, guys, I think we have a project here already. Like, I think we have it. And we were kind of stuck trying to move forward so quickly that we forgot to step back and listen. So when everything shut down, it gave us that kind of ability to sit and just listen. I'm in this room, just listening to all these songs, and some of them were just needed a couple things. And so then I dedicated my time to just kind of finishing these songs that felt like they were really, really close. And once we finished a few of them, we're like, I think we have a whole project here. Like, this is awesome. Let's just put it out.
Yeah.
And because if we don't put it out, like, we may just sit on these great songs forever and always try to beat them and never put out songs that I feel like could really connect to people that I personally love. So we were trying to figure out what we were going to call it. And at the time when we started listening to songs, we're like, man, like, it feels like every single one of these songs is a love song. Like, let's just call it Love. And then the next week we've wrote like a couple other ones that weren't about love. And we're like, and everything else, like, I don't know, keep it simple. So it's stuck. And we're like,
I love that.
Love and Everything Else.
I love that. It felt like such a natural and organic process for all of you. Kind of like, let's run with it and then see where it takes us. And you're talking about how that one decision can change your life. I feel like this is one of those moments. Like, let's just put it out there, see what people think. And now it's here. Now it's here. And how do you feel that it's out and people love it so much?
It's amazing. It's incredible. It's humbling. It gives us so much more momentum going into the next album. Seeing how things really connect to people, and kind of like, there's just this huge weight lifted the day that it comes out, because there's no more changes to be made. Songs that we worked on Happiness for 2 years. So it's like songs that we spent so much time on, tweaking it and changing it and rewriting sections and reworking production on sections. Once it's out, it's like, that's it. We can't drive ourselves crazy anymore. There's nothing else we can do but enjoy it and hope that it makes people feel good. And that is so liberating and freeing that I just want to chase that feeling by releasing more music, because you get to finally, like, there's like 3 first times you get to listen to a song: when you first write it, when you get the mix back, and when you release it. And that's like when you get to experience it, like, you get the excitement of it. But every time around that sucks.
I love that. So honest.
Because you listen to these songs thousands of times to the point where you
Mhm.
don't even know
Oh,
like
yeah.
if it's good anymore.
Mhm.
But then when you put it out again, you're like, you get to listen it like through everybody else's ears and you get to
Okay.
enjoy it again.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of like when you say a word over and over again and it starts sounding weird after a while. You're just like,
Yeah.
that's exactly how it feels, which is so funny, but at least you get to see it or hear it through other people's ears now. Like everyone loves it. We have so many people in the comments saying they love Happiness too. It's been on repeat for so long. Also, If We Never Met. My personal favorite is Days Like This.
Nice.
I feel like that's something that will pick me up on days that don't feel so great, but I feel
Uh-huh.
like it's such a great song. So Love and Everything Else is an amazing project, and congratulations for putting it out there. So we're so excited for everything else that you have in store, obviously, because after Love and Everything Else, you said you got even more excited to release more music, and you've been
Yeah.
working on a lot of stuff. So what can we expect coming from you, especially with the new year coming? I mean, the new year that is here.
It's a lot. I mean, I'm looking at a board of like 30 songs that we're trying to decide which ones to like move forward with. So we're just kind of building where Love and Everything Else left off. We're
Mhm.
expanding and exploring new ideas. And, I'm just thankful every day that I can wake up with some creativity and I have great people around me, and we're just going to continue to create. And so continue to try to find those songs where I can sing and I can push myself and I can try to dive into those vulnerable concepts that connect with people. And
Mhm.
it's just such a fun journey that I'm like one of the luckiest guys in the world. Like I got a
Mhm.
great girl and I get to pursue music with all my best friends around me. And I
Mhm.
don't take that for granted. They all make me better. And I just want to push and push and push to get as good as I can,
Mhm.
ultimately so the product can connect better and can hopefully there's a bunch of Philippines just singing every song. Like you guys just keep us going too. So it's an incredible team, an incredible project, and I'm just lucky to be a part of it.
Yeah. So if Love and Everything Else is just like a peek of what else you have in store for all of us, I mean, we're so excited, and I guarantee you, Filipinos be singing that everywhere, wherever they are, in the shower, at home, while they're cooking. I don't know. They probably sing it everywhere. But
Like while
speaking
you're
of,
brushing your teeth,
yeah,
like
while you're brushing your teeth, when you're just vibing in the bathroom, I feel like that's all of
yeah.
us. But before I do let you go, do you have a message to all your Filipino fans and everyone who's been supporting you?
I love you, all my Filipino fans, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for singing these songs, for connecting, and for keeping me going in a crazy year. I'm going to write hundreds of more songs that you guys can sing. So thank you. I love you.
Oh, we love you too, John K. We can't wait for you for you to come here, and we can't wait to hear your songs live. But for now, we have to enjoy them through the internet. So to everyone watching this, make sure to stream all of John K.'s songs, available on multiple digital streaming platforms. And once again, thank you so much, John, for hanging out with me today. It was nice getting to
Thank you,
talk to
Sam.
you about a lot of things. And thank you as well to everyone who tuned into this MYXclusive interview. This has been Sam with 2Ms and John K. Thank you so much, guys.